Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors and sponsored by Paychex, one of the leading providers of HR, payroll, retirement, and software solutions for businesses of all sizes. My name is Steve Boese. The U.S. construction industry still faces a shortage of qualified workers. The United States construction industry is facing a labor shortage of about 500,000 workers this year, and that's on top of the normal pace of hiring, according to a January 2024 news release from the trade group the Associated Builders and Contractors. The worker shortage is now the biggest issue builders are facing, industry experts say. When the pandemic hit in the U.S. in the spring of 2020, construction projects of all kinds stopped, and workers were laid off in huge numbers. But as remote work took hold and many sought larger homes, demand for new residential construction quickly picked up and workers were back on the job. And that momentum has kept up. Over the last 4 years, the industry has seen a surge in demand for labor amid a nationwide shortage of housing and a surge in new government funding for major infrastructure projects, all leading to the estimated 500,000 worker shortage. Contractors across the country report that finding workers is their number one problem, according to the chief economist at the Associated General Contractors of America. And while the rising cost of housing is largely a result of restrictive zoning laws and building regulations, the construction worker shortage is also pushing up home costs. Fewer construction workers mean less and slower residential construction, which in turn leads to higher home prices, according to a 2023 report from researchers at the University of Utah and the University of Wisconsin. Builders and infrastructure projects are in desperate need of all kinds of workers, but especially skilled tradespeople. There simply aren't enough plumbers, welders, or people in other trades to meet the growing demand. And demand for construction workers is only expected to rise with the launch of major infrastructure and clean energy projects, in part funded by big federal packages, including the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021, the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, and the CHIPS and Science Act of 2022. To meet this demand, experts say both short and long-term solutions to the worker shortage are key. First, the construction industry needs to embrace inclusivity as much as possible to make sure that they've got the right workforce for the future, and allowing more immigrants into the country to fill construction jobs is another element in the solution. But ultimately, the U.S. also needs to create a stronger pipeline of young people interested in pursuing construction as a career, experts advise. This will require more funding from the federal government as well as local support. It also comes down to state and local school district policies and even individual guidance counselors, teachers, and parents to get the message to kids that there are lucrative, rewarding, both financially and in terms of job satisfaction, careers available to them in construction. And while the cost and perceived value of traditional 4-year college degrees is continuing to raise doubts among many young people, we could see more Gen Z workers entering the construction trades to meet this opportunity and close these employment gaps. We will continue to cover the important topics and trends in the world of work here on the HR Happy Hour Media Network. That's it for the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors.